people failure. They live, but they say, some of my kids are not interested in it. We have not inspired them correctly. Oh, this generation has no interest. Please remember, we have not introduced it correctly. Somewhere we let it off. Pitru Yagna is not letting off these great, beautiful values, which was part of way of life, and we hand it over. Simple, I'll give you one simple example. You know, in our country, even in Sri Lanka here, we do Rangoli, Kolam in front of the house, in front of the temples, places of worship. We do this Kolam. Who taught you how to do it? You learned it in a school? The university taught you? How did you learn that? How to do Kolam? A simple cultural value I'm talking about. What is Kolam? Today you have Instagram, Facebook. Kolam was your Instagram. What do you mean? Kolam was your Instagram. It is your way of expressing. It's your creativity you express. In the mornings you do, it's an auspicious symbol of invoking the divine, connecting to better vibes. It's a design you make, and these designs are beautiful. It is how you feel that day, you express it out. Early morning, you are expressing your creativity outside your house. Just an expression. Please remember, when the kolam is complete, when you do it, you will never know where it started. It's a beautiful design. Different designs are there. Very, very symbolic, most of them. People who have done Reiki, etc. can understand these symbols. How auspicious these symbols are in front of your house. Beautiful. But when you complete it, you do not know where you started it. If you ask someone, where did this start? No idea where it started. Because wherever it started, you have completed it. It is a complete, it is not a beginning. It's like the number 8. In numerals, the number 8 is a complete number. You do not know where it begins. When you look at it, it is complete. That's why infinity, the symbol of infinity, is almost like 8. Complete. Kolam is complete. Now you understand, it is a creative expression and the feeling of completeness early morning. What a beautiful tradition, cultural. Pitru Yagna, it has come to us till date. And with what do you make the kolam? A bit of rice powder added in it. A bit of rice powder added in it. And you draw the kolam outside your house. The ants, the insects, smell and come there daily. They know they get their food. They eat. You have supported life. And they are outside your house, they don't come in. So you have no pest, insects, ants, etc. walking into your kitchen. Because you have fed them already, they've got their fill. And it is outside the house. It's a creative expression. It is connecting you to infinity, because we never know where infinity begins and ends. That's why it is complete. You do not know the beginning. Where does the universe begin? No idea. There's no beginning point of the universe because it's infinite. Physics says it very clearly. There's no starting point. It started here. Then when it starts here, what was there before that? Oh, it ends here. What is there beyond that? So infinity has no beginning, no end. God is infinite, has no beginning, no end. In your kolam, you are getting that idea. I am that spirit which has no beginning, no end. Infinity, creative, friendly to the living creatures around, and you have expressed your day. What a way to start the day. This is Pitru Yagna. It has reached up to your grandmother, right? You may not have done it daily. But the culture, the value has reached up to your grandmother. Your grandmother was doing it daily. Don't break the link. It is a beautiful practice. Take everything. Touching the elders' feet and saying Namaste. I salute the divine in you. Is it not a beautiful culture? Which has reached till date. Please take up the values which has reached us till date, which has made us what we are. We are so beautiful that way. Family-oriented culture. Family supports us so well. Family culture. Ancestral value. Pitru Yagna. Thanking the Pitrus, remembering them and being grateful to them for what they have offered us, which is a direct impact on us. We are grateful to them. We cherish that way of life they have given. We see that the link continues. It doesn't stop with me. I should make sure it reaches the next generation. To everyone present here, men and women, please remember. Something which was so beautiful your forefathers lived. Up to your grandparents it has come. Reignite them. Start practicing so that if your children missed it from you, may your grandchildren take it up again. Because in parenting, many times people say this mistake. Oh, my children lost it. It's okay. It's never late. You start living. Your grandchildren will take it up from you. Get that link back. That is ancestral yajna, Pitru Yagna. A ritual where we respect and with great gratitude we continue the legacy. Pitru Yagna. And please remember, these are not 100 years old. These are not 50 years old. These are a few thousand years old values. Kolam, simple example I gave you. When did it start? 100 years ago? 200 years ago? When? You go back and then see how many thousand years. Feeding the birds, part of the ritual. We feed the birds before we eat. Started now, recent, how many thousand years? So the values which has come to us are not something started now. Something which was started, practiced thousands of years. Make sure that it continues. Let us not be that broken link. Let us be that link which continues. Pitru Yagna. This ritual we need to do in life. Third, Manusha Yagna, Pitru Yagna. Third, Bhuta Yagna. Bhuta Yagna, the Pancha Mahabhuta, the five elements, nature, plants, mountains, rivers. We have worshipped them once, isn't it? See the sacred value we had for nature. Today we are talking, isn't it? I'm very glad I saw it in the presentation, the green tea factory. Very nice. Carbon, checking on it, is something important, which is our yajna. In the past it is told, worship nature, nature will bless you. Taking care of nature, Bhuta Yagna. How many thousand years ago it was given? There will not be a hill in our country which is not sacred. There will not be a river in our country which is not sacred. In our culture, you see. Worship nature, not conquer nature. Bhuta Yagna is with all humility. We respect, we revere, we adore, and we worship nature because that is God in another form which has blessed us. Somewhere 200 years ago, this thought came into our head. A very wrong influence. Conquer nature. What do you mean, conquer nature? Conquer nature shifted. That means like tame the nature. Put it in its place. No, you don't put your mother in her. You worship and adore. We called nature as Mother Nature, Mother Earth. Mother. Please think. Bhuta Yagna. Let's take care of nature. You take care of nature. Nature in turn takes care of you. In our culture we call rain god, isn't it? Varuna Devata. Vayu. wind god, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, all connected to gods, to devas. You take care of them, they will in turn take care of you. Parasparam Bhavayantaha, third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells, you take care of the nature, nature in turn will take care of you. This is a yajna. How much it is required today. For what we have received from nature, how much are we giving back? Imagine we are what we are because of the nature. What is our contribution back to nature? Are we not dead to that? Planting few trees, it is not sufficient. Earlier planting few trees was okay. Now it is not planting few trees alone. We need to plant many, many trees, not few, and make sure that we take care of it, including a roof garden if required. Usage of carbon, let's keep it a minimum, wherever we can, wherever what is required. How much we destroy sound. Imagine the damage which we are doing to the nature. What are we going to give to the next generation? Bhuta Yajna, we are failing completely. Thank God to some of the scientists who woke up and said, life will not sustain if you do this. Most scarce is the drinking water today. Bhuta Yajna, where rivers were worshipped, what have we done to it? Prakriti, earth, take care. Bhuta Yajna. These are part of our daily rituals in life, you understand? Manusha Yajna, daily ritual. Pitru Yajna, daily ritual. Bhuta Yajna, daily ritual. Because we have benefited, let's give back. Not that we keep taking. That is extremely selfish. When I go live only for myself and not give back, that is sin. When I have received, let us have that gratitude to give back. All of us have to do it as our duty. It is not a social work. Please remember, when you go plant trees, don't think you did social work. It is not social work, you did your duty, which we have to do daily. We think sometimes, unfortunately, my duty is to my family, immediate family is my duty. The rest is all service. The rest is not service. The rest is also duty only. When I receive from earth, is it not my duty? Bhuta Yajna. The rishis say that you have to do this daily. Bhuta Yajna. It is not a favor. Please get this out. I went and planted trees. You have done no favor to anybody. You are simply doing your duty. Because we have received from it. Duty doesn't end only with your family. And today with the immediate family. Duty is to the nature. Let us introspect. What is the duty we have towards nature? What are we performing every day? What are we performing? Are we performing Bhuta Yajna? Are we not debt to it? We have a debt to the nature. Bhutas, let us give back. The third Yajna is Bhuta Yajna. The fourth Yajna is called Rishi Yajna. The knowledge which we have today, spiritual knowledge. Please think of its journey. How long, how many years it took for us to come. You know, the Vedic knowledge in the beginning was only followed as verbal tradition. Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana, 4 Vedas, the Puranas, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana. When you look at all these books were only in the verbal tradition. At that time there was no written script. Verbal. That means a generation memorized it and handed it over to the next generation through memory. How many phone numbers you remember? Do you remember your phone number? If you remember, apart from your number, 2, 3 of your family members, that's a great thing today. Before the smartphones came, when we used to dial or even press the button, how many numbers we remembered? 200, 300 if required, some of them. Today, one number, my number, I know. You understand how the memory went off? We are losing the ability to memorize because the lifestyle has changed. Now can you think the entire Vedas were in the memory? One generation to another, how much of effort would have gone into sustaining it? And then came in the written form palm leaves. Our knowledge in the beginning was kept in palm leaves. Gautam Buddha's time, printing press was there. Palm leaves. So how many copies can we make? From verbal tradition, when it came to written, I'm talking about. Written on walls, written on blocks, written on stones, written on wood, written on palm leaves. How much we can keep on palm leaves? How much? How many copies can we make? Much later to palm leaves. Remember, all this was sustained. Huh? One generation to another, this knowledge was handed over. I'm talking about the journey. From palm leaves, paper came. Then we started writing in paper. Then came printing press. Much